Hello, smart people. We're going to work this Wednesday because while most people consider it to be hump day and looking forward to the end of the week, no. This is where we get stronger and build that federal resume. We're going to work today on social work and the toughest part of your federal resume, which is getting those key words and those concise sentences that professionally describe your wealth of experience that make up you. Today, we're going to do the heavy lifting. Throughout this video, I'm going to be inserting slides. Now, on those slides will be skills as well as actual positions. Rather than me bore you death by PowerPoint, I'm going to reference them here and there, but most I won't. If you've watched other Work Wednesdays, what do I encourage you to do? 1, watch all the way to the end. Pause where you might need additional information to ensure you're catching it. And 3, write it down. We're talking about your knowledge, skills, and abilities for you to use on your federal resume. If you are absolutely lost as to why this is important, you'll need to watch this video because it proves without a doubt why you need to maximize your job description in your resume builder. And not to do what? Not to upload. Today we're going to review a couple of experts that I found over the course of my research for you. Remember, I'm your advocate. I've been asked to review the field of social work as well as the medical field. But as you've come to learn, I really am not comfortable talking about professions that I'm not experienced in some form or fashion. In social work, one thing I know for sure, it's important for you to understand the expertise that they're looking in the field. Do they require a license? Do they require a specific degree? Do they require an internship? Those are the kinds of nuances that I'm not familiar with, but you need to, look at the details because the devil and the facts are in the details. In order to best support you, I looked over a number of videos. I found one that would best suit my objective to support you better and prepare you for the work in the federal government, because after all, that's why we're here. I found a few social work channels, one in particular, who actually works for the federal government, and others would benefit you just from seeing an overview of the field. While you may not have a degree in social work, you may identify with some of the slides and the information that I'm providing with you because you worked as a nurse's assistant, in vocational rehabilitation, as had I, or in counseling. Now, I know for a fact that working with people requires a desire to help human beings and help what will be your clients both meet their basic and their complex needs. These individuals with whom you work can be vulnerable and oppressed. Some of them can be living in poverty and some not. There's no stereotype. There's certain kind of work that's available in the government are particularly working with the Veterans Administration, either inpatient or in clinics or directly within a VA hospital, but also working for the Center for Disease Control. They have social workers too, and they provide outreach and public education, as well as a variety of housing programs across the country. Now, just as an example, social workers working for the CDC in Public Health Administration, they would deal with the external factors, the impacts that go to a person's situation and their outlook. You'll develop and implement assessment and intervention tools, not only to help your clients, but the community around them as well. I've said it many times. The only person that can limit you is you. Stretch your job search, not your knowledge, skills, and ability. By the time this video ends, you'll have more than enough concise and well-written sentences to stand out in the field. It's up to you to validate what you know and to shine. Before we take a peek at the channels, first, let me take a moment to let you take a peek at me. I need you to hit that like button because it lets the algorithm know that I'm reaching you. Everyone I referenced today is going to be linked down below in the description. Please check them out and let them know that I sent you. The first YouTube creator that I want to take a look at, her name is Kimmy B. Here she is. And Kim works for the federal government. Now, I've never personally met Kim, but I have watched several of her videos. And what I liked about her channel is she works in the social work field for the federal government. Now, after watching several of her videos, I think it's safe to conclude that she's an intern, as she alludes to taking classes as well as a rapid acceleration through the GS grade. she also validates, just as I've told you right here, that federal workers are not scared when they hear the word furlough or the threat of a government shutdown. She makes it very clear that during the initial months also of the pandemic, she was getting paid and working from home, or a lack thereof, as she states. Nevertheless, Kimmy B exemplifies overall the themes that I've provided you here. Let Uncle Sam be a benefactor for your efforts, because as am I, she's building her channel on YouTube during her time that she earns while working for the federal government, her downtime. Now, as you can see throughout the slides, I'm providing you with actual jobs posted on usajobs.gov. They're open to the public, and there are jobs that, if you're eligible for a special hiring authority, such as I've covered on this channel, which are what? Schedule A, persons with disabilities, veterans, and spouses of persons in the military. If you're eligible for one of those hiring authorities and you're not using it, shame on you. Because as you can see, there are positions that only you can apply for. And for what reason? Because they want you. Next one up, Megan Muse. Megan provides day in the life videos, which I really like, and it gives you a feel for what it's like to be a social worker and live a social worker's life. The Millennial Social Worker. That channel I found provides young persons, much like yourself, an exploration of the many avenues that you can take into professional social work. While neither of these creators work for the federal government, Megan or Millennial Social Worker, they provide a well-rounded perspective of the field. Even as a Veterans Employment Representative, I work with clients and develop treatment plans. Why? Because I needed to be able to convey the changes of their status when I work with them. The work required that I likewise monitor and evaluate their progress of clients who I had placed on the job training. And as with any objective, you're going to have to create measurable goals. The goals, while they may seem small, such as taking medication, are huge challenges for individuals who might not otherwise take their medication, irrespective of the fact that the medication is supporting progress in their lives. As you can see, there's a great deal of documentation, either for compliance with regulations or funding sources, or just to document patient information. You're going to have to write down the nitty and gritty. And while a lot of it's completed on the computer, there might be a position that you're working out in the field, and it's going to require you to write by hand. Therefore, that good old-fashioned simple penmanship and complete sentences will remain of value in order to accurately and completely record critical information. Now, as we're plodding along here, you might be saying, I could write this myself. Trust me, rather than lose clearly what have been more than 400 not duplicated keywords and probably inching up to 5,000 characters, it's smart to use it rather than use it. But do not put it in bullets. Create paragraphs intertwining your actual experience. As an example, I counsel clients in a mental health setting discussing the impacts of substance abuse and medication. I worked as a counselor with clients in the mental health field on the impacts of substance abuse when combined with medication. Or the work that I performed required that I maintain current knowledge of relevant research. Worked in a hospital setting, providing services to a caseload of 25 disabled persons. I interacted on a daily basis with clients to assist them in gaining insight, defining goals, and planning actions needed to achieve their goals and their homelessness. The field today was given to me through a request from a viewer like you. If you have a request for a Work Wednesday or a question, please leave it in the comment below. I might very well talk about it here as well on Smart Talk. It did take some time to compile all this information, but I'm hopeful you find it useful for muscling up your federal resume, because that's what I do here at Easy Federal Resumes and More. Because like I've always said, I want to see more smart people working for the federal government. And do not forget, check out my notebook, because capturing all the information that you need across my channel allows you to create your own easy tool of reference for your success. So until next time, smart people, bye for now.